The PlayStation Vita is a really powerful handheld. It's easily capable of being home to really awesome games, especially first-person shooters, considering the Vita does have 2 analog sticks. But the past FPS offerings on the Vita have been nothing more than lackluster. This is where Killzone Mercenary enters the ring and shows people how it's done. In a knockout decision, Killzone Mercenary is the definitive portable shooter. Killzone Mercenary has you taking the role of Arran Danner, a mercenary who takes on contract work from both the ISA and the Helghast, making this the first Killzone game that places you in a neutral position, fighting for both sides of the ongoing war. The initial setup of this story throws the same idea at you over and over again. You're completing jobs for money. You don't care who it's from, you're just trying to get rich. The whole game revolves around money, as anything you do in-game earns you cash. But the story does dive deeper when a routine mission goes south. I don't want to say much because summarizing the story may spoil the short campaign, but know that there is something here other than that dude bro shooter money stigma. Speaking of money, you can use that to buy new weapons and equipment at most points in the game through Blackjack, an underground dealer. You can always change up your loadout, and there's a lot of toys to play around with. Different sets of armor, grenades, and vanguards, which are specialized weapons. While the campaign is short, there's tons of replayability. You can play it on varying difficulties, but you can also play it under certain conditions. Each contract in the game can be played precision, covert, or demolition style, giving you a set list of requirements that must be met for proper completion. This is also a great time to mention Killzone Mercenary can be played stealthily, and it works really well. What really is so impressive about Killzone Mercenary is just how gorgeous it looks. The game is running a modified PS3 engine. Guerrilla Cambridge really has produced a stunning title for the Vita. As such, this Killzone feels authentic. There's little compromise. With little compromise, you feel right at home when you start playing. The game plays just like Killzone always has, and yes, that means the character and the weapons still have that weighted feel. If you never liked that before about Killzone, you may want to move along. Since this is for the Vita, some controls have to be rearranged due to the Vita's lack of L2, L3, R2, and R3. Grenades, secondary weapons, and special weapon usage are toggled to the front touch. Using this isn't that bad, considering they're very close to the buttons already. Back touch is used for the sniper zoom or sprinting. Special melee takeouts use swipe gestures as well. The swipe gestures, like most other games, feel very tacked on here and they just don't need to be here at all. My only real issue with the controls is sprinting. Sprinting is such a vital thing for an FPS, and surprisingly, I think Resistance Burning Skies and COD Black Ops Declassified did it better by making sprint the down button on the D-pad, which felt really natural since you're already pushing the stick up and could press the down button without leaving the stick. To sprint here, you could either use the circle button or the back touchpad. The back touchpad, you have to tap it and then hold it, which is nowhere close to ideal, and the circle button is hard to access without leaving the right stick. There's a good amount of control preferences you can set, except for sprinting. It really is mind-boggling why sprint controls this way.
Slick as always, man.
Multiplayer is a big part of Mercenary, and for the most part it is really awesome. It's 4 versus 4, and you have 3 game modes to choose from: your standard deathmatch, team deathmatch, or Warzone, which is a mix of different objective-based game types. While all of these seem like limitations and lack of modes, these need to be here due to the Vita's low install base. It's 8 players in 3 modes, so you can easily find a full match. With that in mind, you can jump in and start having a blast. You've still got all your loadouts that you can customize from Blackjack's shop to use here. And you can party up with your friends using the Vita's built-in party system, with voice chat support of course. One issue here though is spawn killing. It can happen a lot to you, and it can get pretty frustrating. It's a shame that such an issue is heavily present here. I may have voiced a lot of negatives about Killzone Mercenary, but the positives really do speak for themselves. This is a gorgeous game that plays just like its console counterparts. One thing Killzone Mercenary can say that other first-person shooters can't is that this is a portable experience. Console quality, wherever you choose to take it.